Here's a little overview of the Calendar app once you've gotten into it, again by going to google.com/calendar, or you can just Google search or Yahoo search, whatever search you use, Google Calendar. It's pretty easy to find. So once you're in it, it looks like this. Again, I am showing you past weeks, so that's why it looks faded. If I show you a current week, right, like it's a little brighter in color. So anything that's in the past gets faded, which is kind of nice because that way it's hard to get confused about what's current and what's old. So a couple things you can do when you're just looking at your calendar in general is that you can look at it from daily, weekly, monthly, customer agenda views. Right now, that's all up here. If you look here, you can see that highlighted is week, and that's why I have a view of my whole week. That's how I prefer to look at it. But you can also click here and see it from the day, right? So you can see just this day and all the different pieces. That's a good way to see more information. If you put notes or have long descriptions of the appointments, they'll show up better in there. For me, I don't particularly feel like I need it that way. Again, as I said before, you can click on a week view and get your whole week in advance. This works pretty well for me to be able to see what's coming up and to kind of plan out my day a little bit, or well, my day and my week, and kind of think ahead. You can get a whole month view. So here you can see, right, it doesn't show every single detail, but it'll have some of the big things, and then you can kind of drill in from there. For someone like me who has 8 billion things on my calendar, you can look, right, plus 17, plus 19 more, right? That's kind of crazy and scary. This isn't the best view for me, but it is a good way to kind of get an overview if you only have a few things, or if you want to figure out if you have a specific deadline. You can see these things at the top that are, kind of big things going on. If I'm looking for a deadline, it's a quick way to do that. Now over here for you, this will be a custom view. I have it set up to be a 2-week custom view, and as you can see, again, it still doesn't show all the information because my life is ridiculous, but you can see more and kind of get a better clean set. But I set that up as a custom view. So again, for me, it's 2 weeks, but you can actually edit that in the settings to decide what your custom view is going to look like. So if you scroll down, it says custom view, you can choose. I could have it be 4 weeks, which is a month, so that doesn't really make sense. But I could have different amounts of days. Again, I have it as 2 weeks, so maybe actually, I don't know, kind of thinking about it now, maybe I just want a 5-day view. Let's try that out, right? So I do 5-day, make sure I save it, take me back to the calendar. Now you see it changed. So now I could do a 5-day view, and that's what we're looking at right now, which is kind of interesting, actually. Maybe I want to do that, but I'll stick in week for now so I don't get confused. Other things you can do, right? If you look on the side, you probably have it closed right now and it looks like this. If you click these little arrows on the side, you can see all the calendars that you have part of it, and the ones that have colors on the side are calendars that are active that will show up and you will see. So this is my main calendar, the one I mess with, but I'm also part of an Alpha Blanc Alvarado official schedule, which shows me all this stuff for Alpha. So if you see those disappear, right, those pink things, when I click it, and then they're back, right? So those are things that are on that bigger calendar that I can share with a lot of different people. A bunch of people are on. Also, there's one here that doesn't really change. I can put birthdays on there. I have an office coverage calendar, right? You can make your own calendars by just creating a new one there, and that way you can maybe set it for a specific type of event, and you can turn it on and off if you don't want to see it all the time. You can make it and share it with a bunch of different people. So for our whole organization, I guess for Black Alvarado, we have a big calendar that you can share, and I can turn it off though if I only want to see what's specific to me. So there's some things you can do with those calendars. Also in other calendars, for me, you'll see there's a ton of them here. These again are calendars that have been shared with me that I don't own. So my calendars means I can actually edit it directly. Other calendars mean someone shared it with me and at least I can see it. So there's actually different people. You can share your calendars with other people so you can see if they're busy. So there's a bunch of people here. I'm not going to show you their personal calendar because I don't have their permission, but if I click any of these, I can actually see what their schedule looks like. So if I'm maybe trying to schedule an appointment with them or something like that, that's really helpful in that context. Finally, how do you navigate? So you can click through the views and you can kind of click on the different days and see it. But if I want to go ahead in time and see it from a week view, I can use these arrows on the top to go forward, right? I can use it to go backwards, right? If I click today, it will always jump me to today, which is kind of nice. And that's useful just if I happen to be somewhere else. If I don't want to lose track, I just click the today and it jumps me there. Or another way to navigate is here you see this little kind of mini month view. I can tab here to see different months, and you notice it'll highlight the specific week I'm on, but also the today is shown in that little square, so we're actually in July. And if I want to jump around, I can click on this too, and I can get to different weeks by clicking on this big calendar. So that's a way to kind of jump ahead much quicker. I'll get back to today, right? So this is just a general overview. How do you get around your calendar, what these different buttons are, how you can look at it differently. Again, yours is probably blank right now, so the next thing we're going to do is look at ways that we can actually start adding our own events.